Hi, Emma. Let's take a look at homework number 14, question number 15. You said, all right, what is this one about? Let's take a look. Okay, it says find the margin of error for a 95% confidence interval for estimating the population mean when the sample standard deviation equals 110 with the sample size of 441 and 1764. What is the effect of the sample size? We already know the answer to the very last question because you did data assignment 4. As the sample size increases, the margin of error will decrease. So I know what we're going to find, but then they do want you to find the margin of error. Now remember, for the margin of error for population mean, we can do this in two different ways. We can use the formula, which I'm going to have to look up the formula from, population mean. We're going to have to look up the critical T value first, and then find the standard error and multiply them. But I think I got a little trick here that we should be able to use. Now you do know how to create a confidence interval, right? You do know how to create a confidence interval. Let me try this. I got this one open already. I was doing other problems for other students who emailed me about other homework problem, but I got the StatCrunch open. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go into T-stat, right? Because we do not know the population standard deviation. So we're going to go with, and you may wonder, like, what do you mean? We do know standard deviation, but we have sample standard deviation, right? We don't have population standard deviation. In that case, you have to do T-stat, one sample, and we're going to click on Swip Summary. And I'll tell you that what we have and what we don't have. If I click on this, they gave you the sample size. Let me do the first one first. 441 is the sample size. They also gave us the sample standard deviation is 110. Now here's what they didn't give you though. They never gave you what the sample mean is. But here's the thing though. What do they want? They just want the margin of error. And margin of error formula, let me quickly look that up for you, okay? That doesn't involve the sample mean at all, really. All right, hold on. Where's the Google at? Here's the Google. 8.3, I think, is the section number for this. I'm going to go ahead and show you the formula. But why am I showing you the formula for this? Because I want to tell you that we do not really need the sample mean if we just want the margin of error. So here is the 8.3 slides that we went over. I like this question. And I'm just going to show you the margin of error formula real quick. And I think I'm going to show you the one where we had to do the T test, or T interval. Here it is. Now the margin of error is really what's in this orange box. It involves multiplying the critical T value times standard deviation of the sample standard deviation divided by square root of the sample size. Nowhere in this orange box we don't have the point estimate sample mean. That's something that we add and subtract this margin of error. So here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and just enter a random number, like so random that all right, I'm going to go ahead and enter 2230. That's the end of your email address. So I'm just going to enter 2230 for the point estimate. Just want to tell you that it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to go ahead and compute the confidence interval, 95% confidence interval right here. Now, remember from data assignment 4, how did you find the margin of error given an output table like this? You did the upper limit minus the lower limit. Upper limit minus the point estimate, right? That's what we did. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. 2240.2948 minus, that's the upper limit, minus the point estimate, which is the sample mean, 2230. Completely random. We really didn't need what that number was. But if I go ahead and click enter, the margin of error comes out to be 10.29. So let me go ahead and enter that. 10.29. And I was able to just use the StatCrunch by giving them a dummy point estimate, the sample mean, because the margin of error formula didn't really involve the point estimate. Okay, so next one, find the margin of error for a 95% confidence interval for estimating the population mean when the sample standard deviation equals 110 with the sample size of 1764. I'm going to do the same exact thing. So back over here, going to stat, t-test, t-stats, one sample with summary. I can just enter my birthday, March 13th. And sample standard deviation is, what, 110. I gotta use the number they gave me over here. And then the sample size is 1764. And the sample mean, they never give it to us, but that's okay. I don't really need it because I just need the margin of error. So if I compute it, here is the output table. Let's go ahead and find the margin of error by simply subtracting the upper limit, 318.13677 minus the point estimate of March 13, 313. And that comes out to be 5.14. Let me round that up to 5.14. Check. There you go. So lastly, comparing it. So as we went up the sample size, we went from 441 people to 1764 people. We increased the sample size. What happened to the margin of error? It went down, right? The margin of error, the larger sample size decreases the margin of error. That is the answer that we want. And that's how you would do number, I don't know what number this one was, number 15 on homework number 14. I see there was another email that you sent me about, so I'm going to go ahead and go over that one too and send you something very soon, okay?